Hey guys, and welcome on in for today's video where I want to go through some tips and tricks and different information that I've written down as what I feel are really important things to do if you're looking to have success on the YouTube platform. So to give you a little bit of background into my own YouTube experience, I've been doing this for a little over 3 years, and I've been able to get to the point where YouTube has become my primary source of income. I have 4 separate channels that have all reached the point of monetization on the platform, and one of those channels is How to Tech, which I will be referencing in today's video when I need an example, when I'm explaining the different topics that I wanted to touch on. So I wrote out all of my ideas on what I felt are the most important keys to having success on this platform. I put them into 4 different silos from the most to least important, but if you follow these, you should be able to increase your viewership and the number of subscribers that go along with that increased amount of views that your videos are getting. So the first topic is what your channel is going to be about. This is extremely important. So hopefully it's something you have a passion for and something that you have knowledge and experience with, so you can impart your own expertise into the video, and the people who are watching your content are definitely going to know if you know what you're talking about or not in the topic that you're covering. But beyond just that, you want to pick a topic that has medium to high potential viewership with medium to low competition. Now, I'm not saying that there has to be zero competition with the topic that you're covering, but hopefully, at least when you're starting out, your videos are in a situation where there's low enough competition for the topic that you're covering where your video is going to show up on page 1 right away. Now, you can do a bit of research with this before starting your YouTube channel. Just go to the search bar, and whatever topic that you're thinking about covering in your YouTube channel, just go ahead and search for videos that you might think about covering, and just look and see how far down the results go that are referencing the topic that you're looking for. Now, just to give you a quick example, an example of something that has high potential viewership would be something like gaming channels that cover Fortnite or Minecraft or things such as that. But there is so much competition that if you start making videos in these areas, it'll be a situation where you're likely to show up very low in the results. So just typing the #1 search reference to Fortnite, which is Fortnite Season 10 right now, you just scroll down and you're going to see all of the competition that you're going to have to deal with, all of the established channels and people that have already built a following behind them. Now, there might be video games out there that don't have this type of competition that you can cover and your videos will show up high, but you also have to counter this with, well, how much potential viewership is there going to be for those videos? So if you're covering a topic that has low potential viewership, then the ceiling for your channel is going to be relatively low. So these are all things to keep in mind. So that's the first topic. The most important one is what you're going to be covering on your channel, and hopefully it's something that you're very passionate about, because if you don't have success right away, hopefully you have enough passion where you continue to grind out content, and maybe at some point in the future you'll be able to find success. Now, the second topic and the second most important thing to having success is a proper video title and description. Now, you might look at my videos and say, well, you're not having all that much success. You're in the tens to hundreds of views. And while this is the case with a lot of videos that I make right out of the gate, what I find, especially with content that has longevity and a long runtime where people are searching for the particular topic over the course of a number of years, what I found is if the video is good enough and watching a good chunk of the video, or maybe giving you thumbs up or positive feedback, your videos start to move up in the YouTube algorithm. And as you can see, some of my more popular videos, pretty much all of these started out where I was getting tens to hundreds of views within the first couple weeks, maybe even month. But over the course of time, with the video able to move up in the rankings, they can get to the point where they're bringing in tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of views. For instance, an example here is how to set up the Amazon Echo. When I first made this video, it was months where I was getting, tens of views, not a whole lot, but then all of a sudden it kicked up in that algorithm right at the top, and now it's to the point where it's at 250,000 views. And this has, again, happened with a lot of videos that I've created. And the key for them to move up in the rankings or start high in the rankings initially is by having a good title and description. So I'll just click on an example here of a recent video that I've made, and I throw in a lot of keywords and search phrases into that title as well as description. You can see how to change YouTube channel name, a very common thing that people search for, and then also throwing in words like instructions, tutorial. Down in my description here, I have tutorial, guide, example, step-by-step instructions, and a number of other phrases that people look for when they're looking on information on how to change their channel name. The more similar that your title and descriptions are to the words that people are searching for in their inquiries, the more likelihood of your video moving up there into page one. And you can search for this information on what to put into your title and description, again, by just utilizing the search function on YouTube. Type in the topic that you're covering, and it will show up in a drop-down menu on what people are looking for in relation to that particular topic. So that's the second category that I want to touch on. The second most important thing, in my opinion, is having a really strong video title and description. Now, the third category is having reasonably good video recording and audio capturing capabilities. It doesn't have to be amazing, and the large majority of you guys out there should be able to get by with the smartphone device that you have. It should have a pretty solid video capturing capability built into the camera, and you can actually even get by with just the built-in microphone. But I'd say the microphones that are built into smartphone devices aren't quite as good as what you're going to get in terms of the video capturing capability. What I do a lot of times, you can buy some type of microphone equipment to plug into your camera, or you can voice over the video later. I'm using a really common microphone that you find in a lot of YouTube videos, and that is the Yeti Blue. It's a relatively cheap microphone, and it does a really good job in terms of capturing relatively good audio. And I'd say when you're uploading, the minimum standard for video quality is probably going to be 720p, but even then I'd try to get at least to 1080p. And then also when you're capturing your video, you want to have decent lighting, and then also having a tripod or something that you can steady the camera with. You don't want to be shaking it all around. That's definitely not what you want to be looking for. So that's the third category, having reasonably good video recording and audio capturing capabilities. The fourth category, and the last one that I want to touch on, is having a thumbnail, a channel icon, and a background. So you can see with my thumbnails, they're not all that fancy. They're pretty basic, but I'm not using just a screen capture from the video. I'm actually going in and taking the time to actually make my own thumbnail and upload it to the video. And basically what you want to do with your thumbnail is have it easy to understand what you're going to be covering in your video. So for instance, the video that I just made, I covered the Cronova video projector. So I have that information right there on the side, as well as a picture of the image and it casting. You can see with these videos, I have a particular type of style. So when people are looking through videos, they're going to know pretty much what my content is going to look like, where I have pictures on the side and then information on the other side. And then also just branding for your channel, not all that important, especially right out of the gate, but having a channel icon and a background just in terms of showing professionalism, that you're in this for the long haul. You're going to be continuing to create content, and just having that professional aura about your channel with having a nice background and image. And again, not the most important thing to having success. The other categories that I covered are certainly more important in finding success on YouTube. So if you follow all of these 4 different categories that I touched on and take this to heart and really put in a lot of research and effort into the type of content that you're creating, you should be able to find success on this platform. I've been able to do it with 4 different channels that are vastly different in the topics that they cover, basically just following this criteria with the videos that I'm making. And even someone like me who has 19,000 subscribers, not necessarily the most by any means, but a decent amount, I put out videos all the time and they hover around the tens to hundreds of views for a while, but they can take off at any point in time. What I like to think about is, especially if it's a video that's going to be relevant for a number of years, what essentially I'm doing is I'm casting out a reel, a fishing analogy here, and each video I make is another cast that I'm making out, and potentially I can get bites on some of them. Other ones might not get bites, but over the course of time, a lot of the videos that I do create end up getting to the thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of views if they're really able to take off down the line. Just because your videos don't have initial success doesn't mean they can't have success in the future if YouTube's algorithm is favorable to them in pushing them up in the search rankings over the course of time. So I hope this video was helpful, guys, in walking through all of these different key points, and I really wish you the best of luck and most success in your YouTube endeavors. So thanks for stopping on in. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you guys back here for future videos.